Are you a mother? Do you have a mother? Are you a daughter? Do you have a daughter? Are you a sister? Do you have a sister? Chances are all of us have females in our lives that we love. There are many reasons to abort a pregnancy. Yeah, there are women running around willy-nilly, not having any sort of control or taking any sort of precaution. It happens. But the vast majority of women on the planet aren't stupid or uneducated or incapable of learning. Mistakes happen. Birth control isn't 100%. The only form that's 100% is sterilization. Abstinence, I don't think counts, because when you are abstinent, you aren't having sex, therefore there would never be a chance to get pregnant. So it's not safe sex, it's no sex, which is not the same thing. Abstinence is great, but it's unrealistic for humans that are apparently driven to have children or something. Abstinence is great if you want to take a vow of celibacy for whatever reason. But that's something you choose. All of life seems to be a series of choices that we choose. I mean, children don't really have very many choices because children would choose things like only eating candy and never brushing their teeth and not going to school, things that don't benefit them in the long run, which is why they have parents to make the choices for them until the child is old enough to be responsible enough to take on their own lives. But there are many, many, many women out there that are on some sort of birth control, even though birth control has been shown to be really harmful in every form that you can take it in. And there are many women that get raped and end up pregnant, and they never even had a choice. People like to say that the stats on that are 1%, but you see, hardly anybody reports rape. And why would they? Because nothing fucking happens. Except the victim, the one who was raped, usually ends up in prison for some ridiculous reason, and then the rapist goes free. Not only that, but if this child comes to be, the rapist has fucking rights to that child. If that's not child abuse, I don't know what is. Because clearly a rapist doesn't have any moral qualms with taking whatever the fuck they want away from other people. Who's to say they won't start, raping their child? It's amazing that people who make the rules don't ever think about things like this. Probably because they don't know much about psychology or the way the brain works or people in general. They haven't spent much time observing, so they don't know. I think it's super abusive to give a rapist rights to a child. So if the rape is unreported, we don't actually know those numbers. Think about your mother, your daughter, your sister. Imagine not being able to make a medical decision about your own body. Yes, your body. Your body is the one that goes through the pregnancy. Your body is the one that houses the pregnancy, that grows the pregnancy. It's your energy that is doing all of this. Like, it's not a picnic pregnancy. It's hard. It's one of the most brutal things a woman can put her body through that can result in death. And in America, we have one of the highest death rates of potential mothers. That's really interesting and super sad. Where is it written that all creations must be birthed, must be brought forth? And if the answer to that question is some sort of religious text, that only applies to those who follow that religion. Again, America isn't and has never been a religious country. People fled their lands from religious persecution to come here to be free. You're not free if a religious rule is imposed upon you. It's great that your religion forbids abortion, so you get to practice those rules. But you don't get to force other people to follow your belief. That's not how this works. A developing child in the womb doesn't have rights. Sorry, that makes you so upset. But if you look up on the internet and find human rights, it will tell you that the right to life is granted upon birth because one has to be a living, independent individual in order to gain rights. You're not a living, independent individual when you are hooked up to someone else's body, and that's literally the only thing keeping you alive. If you can't sustain your own life, you're not alive. You're living, but you're not alive because alive creatures sustain themselves. When a newborn is born, they are the ones that keep themselves alive. Mothers don't whisper to a newborn baby's brain and tell it, all right, keep that heart beating. We can keep breathing. Come on, we gotta do this. You know, they do it themselves. Newborns require care in order to remain alive, but they are the ones that keep themselves alive or sustain their own life. You can't claim an unborn child on your taxes because it's not a person yet. Again, sorry that pisses you off so much, but these are, facts. This is just how it is. And humans as well, like a population as the whole population. We're over 7 billion people. Most of us are hungry and abused and have no rights. We're not even people anymore. Why the fuck do you want to add more to this stupid situation? People keep going on. Go get off of me. People keep going on that life is a gift. Is it? Is it a gift? Why can't we return to sender? How is it a gift to sit here and suffer your entire life and no one will help you? Because that's not how life works when you're born. You have to do it yourself. No one will help you. Nobody will listen to you if you're unfortunate enough to be born in a female body. The game is set up for us to lose forever. especially if you're a woman. Nothing will change if it stays the same. Nothing will change unless we change it. Overpopulation has nothing to do with the space that's on the planet and everything to do with balance on the planet. Humans like to regulate other species when they get to be too many numbers because it's bad for the ecosystem, and yet somehow they can't apply the same logic to their own species. Things that make you go, If there's too many of one species, it kills everything else. Because that's how an ecosystem works. It requires balance to survive. There are too many humans. That's why the planet is in turmoil. Hello? And to add on to this, the Georgia Guidestones were blown to smithereens, which is, bullshit. But people got all mad because of the rule of maintain the population at this number. And they thought that that meant kill off people until we reach this number. No, what it meant was maintain the population at this number. It never should have gotten to this outrageous, overpopulated 7 billion nonsense to begin with. Never should have gotten this far. To maintain balance, we need less people. We don't need to kill them off. We just need to stop having more people. Things to ponder, man. Get back to me. And have a wonderful day.